Hello, and welcome to today's tutorial on functions. A function is a routine or a set of instructions to run. We use functions to simplify code. Often when programming, there are times where we repeat ourselves. A function is very useful when we want to reuse a certain part of code. So, let's try this out. Let's see, say we want to print out people's names and have them say hello. Let's make a few names here in variable called names, and it'll be an array. And we're going to call the first one Sally, and then Jim, then Joe, then Dave, and the last one will be Hannah. And so, with this array of names, there are a few ways that I could make them say hi. So let's just start out the most basic way. We know that we can do a console log with names at 0, and we say says hi. So let's just test this one out. Sally says hi. If I wanted to do it for Jim and Joe, well, I'd have to go here 1 and then 2, and then I'd have to run this again. And I say Sally, Jim, Joe. But when I write this, looks pretty much the same line of code that I've been doing. So we can already see that we're repeating ourselves. So why don't we try another way? So we're going to make a function, and we're going to call this function say hi. And what it takes in, we're going to say it takes in a name. And all it does is it's going to console log name says hi. Same like we were doing above, this thing, same thing. But now we have a function to describe that. So now what we can say is we can say hi, and we can provide names 0. And when we run that, it says Sally says hi. And so we can do this again. We can, copy this down, paste it a few times, rerun it, and it'll say Sally, Jim, and Joe. But, again, we're still repeating ourselves. So how can we do this with less lines of code but be able to have all the names? Well, remember from our previous lesson we had an iterator called for each that we could use on an array. So we're going to say names for each, and remember inside here this was every item that got passed in. And so we have a function that takes in an item, and this item is called name. So why don't we just say hi, and let's test it out. And there we have all the names, and they all say hi, and we have one line of code and and a function statement. So this is the beauty of functions along with iterators, because we can do the same thing in less lines of code more efficiently, and I can provide more names now. I can say, if I had extra names like Manny and Tim, all I have to do, I don't have to change anything. Let's rerun it. Yeah, I don't have to change anything. It just adapts to it because the array is always going to have this same type of string, right? And we're always going to be saying hi. So this is the power of functions along with iterators. And the next lesson we're going to get into mapping and a lot of different array transformations. So we'll be going over maps, filters, and reduce.